Welcome, hockey fans, to tonight's Midwest High School Hockey League game between the visiting Cedar Rapids Rough Riders and your Dubuque Fighting Saints. Warm-ups are done. We're just about to announce the starting lineups. Starting for Cedar Rapids, those guys. Leland in net. Trying to remember that and use it later. It is Dubuque Hempstead night here at the ice rink, so I would expect the starting lineup to have a bit of a Hempstead flavor.
And now, the starting lineup for your Dubuque Saints. You're going to catch us lead here on Hempstead night. We'll start at defense, number 23.
Starting at defense, number 23 from Hempstead High School, the junior, Bryce Veshin.
At defense from Hempstead High School.
Also from Hempstead, number 8.
One last time, Braden.
Senior Braden Schilling headed out for his last home game.
And forward from Hempstead High School, number 7.
Starting at forward, team's leading scorer and sophomore number 7, Cody Sweeney.
And forward from Hempstead High School, number 13.
Also at forward from Hempstead, junior number 13, Sammy Ruiz. And his brother, also from Hempstead, junior number 26, Nico Ruiz. And finally, between the pipes, number 1, sophomore from Hempstead, Jaden Montgomery.
Your Saints are coached by Tim King, assisted by Austin Millimore, Phil Stites, and Jeff Baker. Your officials.
Pause now for the national anthem.
High School Hockey League. Referee, Matt Larson, linesman Kevin Fox, and Dave Wanda. Fans, we ask that you now please rise and honor our nation's flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Saints were victorious in the JV contest, 5-1.
All right, Saints fans, one last time this season, and especially those here on Hempstead night, let's hear it for your Dubuque Saints!
So this is the final home game of the season. Saints are on the road next Friday in Cedar Rapids. This will be the seniors' last chance to impress on home ice. Cedar Rapids has struggled at the varsity level this season. They had a rough game last night against the Oak Leafs, 11-1. So they may be a little testy today. Puck's down, song sung, we're ready to go. Cedar Rapids controls it, sends it back up through center ice. Shillington's got it there. Plays it along the boards. Big hit by Sweeney. Knocked into the zone. Saved by, that's Leland. Ruiz has got it there. Cycles it down to the corner. Sweeney knocks his man down. Knocked back below the Cedar Rapids goal line. Tried to play it around the boards. It's kicked out. Sweeney knocks it back down. Brady Ray controls it on the near boards. Plays it across the ice. Sent all the way length of the ice, and we're going to get an icing call. We'll send out Sieverding, Meyer, and Meserich. Backed by Suk and Kretz. Puck's down. Back to Kretz at the blue line. He'll dump it into the near corner. Wrapped around behind the net. Meyer sticks his nose in there. Knocks it loose. Meserich knocks it back to Meyer. Fed back to the blue line. Kretz has got it there. Dumped down to the corner, Meyer. Now Cedar Rapids controls. Sieverding comes in. Knocks the puck loose. Cedar Rapids will wrap it around to the near boards. Sukachuk steps in, tries to knock the puck loose. Cedar Rapids gets it out to center ice, and they'll work it up the near far side. Knocked down into the zone. It's Patton back to pick it up behind the goal line. He'll take it behind the net. Sends a long cross-ice pass. Perkenbush couldn't quite hold it in. Weiner there, puts a man into the boards, and Cedar Rapids takes it into the attacking zone. Force wide into the corner. Not sure what happened there. A little flash on my computer. Everything still looks good. Weiner now in front of the bench. Plays across ice. Meserich can't quite get it. And Cedar Rapids will take it back into their zone. They'll regroup and send it up the middle. Shot on net. Saved by Montgomery. Loose puck kick loose. Another save by Montgomery. Knocked out to the far side. No call there. Shot on net. Another save by Montgomery. Fired back to the Cedar Rapids blue line. They'll go D to D. Can't quite hold it there. Dumped down to the corner. Played along the goal line. As Cedar Rapids battles for it. Loose puck squirts out to the center ice. Sweeney's got it there. Aerial pass up to the middle. Bouncing puck controlled by Cedar Rapids. Into the slot. Stolen by Dubuque. And Cody Sweeney will carry it up. A little speed in front of the Cedar Rapids bench. Takes it wide. Cuts down at the goal line. Dragged down. Puck in the net for a goal. So Cody Sweeney opens the scoring at 14:20 of the first period on Hempstead night. Mustang faithful. We'll get Joe Ross, Sammy Ruiz, and Nolan Pierce out for the faceoff. They're backed by Schilling and Cody Cruiser. Cruiser's got it now. Battled on the near or far boards. Cedar Rapids takes it, walks it down to the corner. Shot saved by Montgomery, wrapped around the back of the net. Kick to the far corner. Ross gets it ahead to Ruiz. Ruiz knocks it into the zone. He'll battle Ramsey there. Ramsey takes it down to the corner. Now it's knocked to the near corner. Cedar Rapids will cycle back to the far side. Played out. Held in by Pierce. He'll knock it down to the corner. Tries to play it out. Caught by Cruiser. Cruiser goes D to D over to Kretz. Back to Cruiser. Played up just behind Ruiz. They'll knock it back in the zone for a delayed offsides. Cruiser with a little time. He's at the goal line. Sends it all the way up. Stolen before it can get to Ruiz. Kick back in. Now it's Kretz. Kretz will circle back behind the net. Knocked off the puck there. Cedar Rapids will battle forward in the corner. It's Cody Kretz, or Cody Cruiser again. Loose behind the net. Squirts over underneath Cruiser. It's knocked loose. Comes back to the near side. Kretz plays it up to Sheehy. Sheehy sends it out of the zone. Slow roller into the defensive zone for Cedar Rapids. Jackson Heegog out there applying a little pressure. Now Sheehy walks into the middle. Puck gets knocked loose, and Cedar Rapids has got it back out to center ice. Deutsch there. Plays it ahead. Cedar Rapids controls in their own defensive zone. Long pass out to center ice. Tipped into the zone. Beschen will go back to get it. Loses it behind the net. Now it's knocked back to him. Beschen's has got it on the goal line. Works his way up. A long pass up ahead. Mesrich gets a piece of it to avoid the icing. Deutsch will rush in and collect it below the goal line. Keeps it back over to Mesrich behind the net. He'll fire it up to Beschen at the blue line. Beschen walks in. Pass gets deflected. Bounces just in front of the goal. Mesrich sends it out in front. It's blocked there. Played around the near side. Sukuchov comes down in. Holds it down low. A little bit of a wrestling match going down the corner. Loose puck. Shot. Saved. Pride of Bellevue. Benny Meyer gets knocked to the ice. Kicked out to Beschen. Hops over his stick and skates all the way back to the Dubuque defensive zone. Beschen picks it up there. Fires it up to Sieverding. Delayed call coming on Cedar Rapids. Mesrich just got it there. And we'll get the whistle. Larson with the penalty. Roughing on Laganow. I probably got that name wrong. Weiner in for the faceoff. Kick back to Beschen at the blue line. He'll dump it down below the goal line, wrapped around to the near corner. Meyer will pick it up there. Gives out to Weiner. Weiner walks the goal line. Feeds back to Kirk. Kirk now out to the blue line to Beschen. Fed across to Sweeney. Can't quite hold it there. Cedar Rapids has it in the corner. Fires it out to center ice. Beschen will collect it at the red line. They'll go across the ice over to Sweeney. Sweeney will backhand it into the zone. Tipped by Leland there. I'm pretty sure that's Leland. Leland throws a check. That's not legal. Beschen walks it down to the circle. He's got Sweeney behind him. Backfired. Popped over the net. Benny Meyer taking brunt of that. Kirk has it roll off his stick. Gives it back to Beschen. Beschen at the blue line off to Kirk. Can't get the shot off. Gives it across. In the slot. Net might be off. Net's not off. Played out to center ice. Kirk will glove it down. Gives off to Beschen just inside the blue line. Drops off for Sweeney. Sweeney's got it on the far side. Can't center it to Weiner. And Cedar Rapids will clear. Montgomery will stop it behind the net. He'll try and play it up to Sweeney. Sweeney will circle back into the defensive zone. Drops it off for Suk. Suk will take it back behind the net. Walks it right down Main Street. Off to the left side. Cuts in front of the score box. Down to the Zamboni doors. Down below the corner. Sends out in front. Loose puck. Leland covers. None of the clock was running for that. Ruiz in for the faceoff now. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids controls temporarily. Mesrich gets it back. Gives it back to Schilling at the blue line. Off to Ruiz. Fires. Shot. Saved by Leland. Now it's sent back out to the blue line. Schilling holds it in. Gets it back down to Ruiz. Ruiz from the faceoff circle. Gets it down to Kirk below the goal line. Sends it back up the wall. Cedar Rapids will pick it up and clear. Sends it to length. Back below the goal line. Suk will go back and pick it up. Circles behind the net. Long pass. Too hot for Ruiz to handle. And we'll get an ice. Don't worry, Blondin. No one saw you fall down. The camera wasn't pointed that way. But they now all know you did because I called it out. Cade Weiner in for the faceoff. Puck down. Cedar Rapids controls at the blue line. Power play is over. Shot saved by Montgomery, and we'll get a whistle. And I didn't set the clock for those 5 seconds. Little meeting of the minds for Dubuque in front of the net there. No defensemen were harmed in the shooting of this play. What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb, you can go and let you freeze. When you think you took too much, but then come slow. Puck's down. Kick back out to the blue line. Shot saved by Montgomery. Cedar Rapids can't quite hold it. Dubuque will go the other way. Loose puck. Picked up by Sweeney. Loose puck in the slot. Wider all alone. Saved by Leland. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids has it at center ice. Carries it in. Shot blocked in front by Sukachov. Puck loose on the boards. Big hit there. Suk knocks the man off the ice, or off the puck. Suk's got it in the corner. Plays it up to the near boards. Benny Meyer battles for it there. Now it's back below the goal line. Suk will circle it back behind the net. Cycles back to the near side. Passion's got it. Long cross ice pass goes unconnected. That'll be, as we call it, icing. Saints will send out Sheehy. Heacock and Deutsch. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids controls out to the blue line. Shot saved by Montgomery. Do it again. Sheehy in for the faceoff. Cedar Rapids controls. Deutsch has got it now on the near boards. Tries to get around one. Hit something to the Dubuque bench, and we'll get a faceoff just outside the dot, or just outside the zone. Ross in for the faceoff now. Regular wrestling match going on here on the backside. High off the glass, held in by Cedar Rapids at the point. Floater towards the net, goes just wide. Suk's got it, plays it up to the near side. Back behind the net, Cedar Rapids battles for it. They've got it in the near corner. Tried to kick it back to Sawyer Frett. Pearson Frett. Sawyer Pearson Frett. Too many names, way too long. Dumped in by Cedar Rapids. Stopped behind the net temporarily by Montgomery. Now it's played back. Big hit there behind the net. Played up the far side. Cedar Rapids now with control. Dumps it on net. Montgomery at the save, but kicks it out to the slot. Who's puck there? Ramsey picks it up. Fires it towards the net. High shot over the net. Bastion's got it. Wraps around the near side. Ramsey's there to pick it up. Sends it cross ice. Can't be handled there. Now they'll dump it down low. Big Brady Ray knocked off the puck by Joe Ross. And Bryce Besham will carry it up. His pass is unconnected to Nolan Pierce. Somehow not icing. We don't mind that though. Cedar Rapids on the near corner. Out to center ice. Cody Cruiser plays it off the back of the net over to Schilling. Schilling takes a big hit by Taylor. Walked out in front. Cedar Rapids shot from the point. Tipped in front. Wraps around to the far side. Loose puck in the slot. Saved by Montgomery, and we'll get the whistle. Saints will send out the top line of Weiner, Sweeney, and Kirk. They'll be back by Schilling and the defenseman on the far side. I can't make out. That's Cody Cruiser. Loose puck shot saved by Montgomery. Schilling will bring it up the near boards, just out of the reach of Kirk. Cross ice pass goes unconnected by Cedar Rapids, but they'll knock it into the zone. Cruiser back out to center ice. Cedar Rapids sends it in just to the left of Montgomery. Cruiser picks it up behind the net. Walks up the far side. Backhanded pass clears the zone. All the way into the attacking zone. Cedar Rapids now from their own goal line. Rolls off their stick. All kinds of things going wrong below their goal line. Now it's played out to the far corner. Wrapped around McNulty here in the near corner. Played on the near sides. Kirk tries to knock it loose. Now Cedar Rapids carries it in front of the score table. Dumps it into the zone. Wraps around the back of the net. Montgomery can't quite get there. Schilling picks it up in front of his own bench. Walks it out to the middle. Down Main Street shot. Saved by Leland. Schilling makes sure he's got it covered. Riders holding a slight advantage in shots. 8-10. Seaman again for the faceoff now. Puck's down. Back to the Dubuque blue line. Kretz can't quite hold it in, and it squirts all the way back to the defensive zone. He'll play it around the back of the net to Ruiz. Ruiz sends up the middle. Puck stolen. Shot. Saved by Montgomery. Benny Myers got it. He'll play it across the ice. Held in by Cedar Rapids. They'll walk it down the face of the big hit there. Ruiz has got it in the corner. Tries to play it up to Meyer. Meyer knocks it out of the zone. Mesrich with the step. Can't quite control it. Cedar Rapids Ramsey gets it back. Now it's Seaman knocking it toward the net. Cedar Rapids will take it behind their own goal. Plays it out the near side. Cedar Rapids a shot. Saved by Montgomery. He'll hold on to the rebound. And we'll get a whistle. We'll get the JV line back out of Sheehy, Heacock, and Deutsch. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids controls. Back to the blue line. Played down to the corner. Back behind the net. Sukutrov knocks his man off the puck. Sheehy battles for it in the corner. Deutsch picks it up. Now it's knocked up the near boards. Centering pass goes wide out to the center ice. Heacock applies a little pressure. Sends it back. Sheehy picks it up just outside the blue line. Gives it back to Beshin. Beshin now walks it out of the blue. Puck deflected up into the stands. And luckily, no Cedar Rapids players or fans were hurt in the loose puck. I'll do enough for those guys. We'll send out Ross, Pierce, and Ruiz. We'll do the indoor football play on 2-on-2. Beshin sends it ahead to Ruiz. Ruiz carries it into the zone. Ross comes in. Aerial stick. Lands in the neutral zone. I'm trying to figure out whose stick that is. I thought it was Ross's. But he's got his in the corner. Must have been a Cedar Rapids defender. Battle forward in the near corner. Ross has got it there. Knocks it back below the goal line. That's Brady Ray. He'll walk it up the far side. Passed out to center ice. Sammy Ruiz has got it there. Kicks off to Ross. Ross fires it on Leland from the blue line. Pierce has got it again on Leland. Kicks it back behind the net. Now it's a long pass. Collected at center ice by Bryce Beshin. Beshin sends it over to Pierce. Pierce tries to feed it to Weiner. Can't quite do it. Beshin walks down the middle. Across the blue line. Circles back. Dumps it deeper into the zone. Weiner takes it off him. Walks it towards the middle. Loose puck. In the slot. Kirk with a... Oh, hit the crossbar. And Cedar Rapids tries to go to the zone, can't quite do it. Back below the goal line, they'll work it up the far side. Kirk's got it there. Set up in front of the scores table where Braden Shilling picks it up. Played ahead to Weiner. Cedar Rapids controls it center ice, stolen by Shilling. He'll dump it into the zone. Kirkenbush will chase behind the net. Breaks his stick on the back of the goal. What a way to waste $200. Shot, saved by Montgomery into the corner. Loose puck. Sweeney's got Meyer with him, 2-on-1. Sweeney walks it down to the goal line. Shot, saved by Leland. He has no idea where it is. It's in there somewhere. We'll get Sieverting, Meyer, and Meserich out for the faceoff. Puck's down. Back to Ruiz at the blue line. Can't quite hold it. He'll chase it all the way back into his own dome. Play it up to Meyer. Meyer carries it into the zone. Drops back for Sieverting just off sides. And Cedar Rapids brings it back to the zone kindly. Now they go D to D. Played it up the far side. Kretz is there. He's got it inside the blue line. Plays it off to Ruiz. Ruiz back to Kretz. Kretz will walk it up. Plays it ahead to Sieverting. Sieverting in the zone. Top of the circle shot. Saved by Leland. Kick to the corner. Meserich there. Battles for it. Cedar Rapids will play it around the back of the net. Up to the near side. Kicked out to the slot. Benny Meyer, loose puck. I have no idea how that didn't go in. There's bodies everywhere. Net's off. Chaos ensues. So we'll get Cade Weiner for the faceoff. I may have been mute on that last interaction. Terribly congested and don't want to cough into the mic. Cade Weiner out with Kirkenbush and Sweeney. Cedar Rapids wins the faceoff. Back behind the net, sent to the far side. Cruiser holds it in there. Sweeney's got it. Throws it towards the net. Bouncing puck. Under control. What is going on here? Cedar Rapids heads to the box. For a roughing call. Leland jumped on the net, scanned into the corner. To play the puck. It's like a rock concert in here today. Winder in for the faceoff. He's got Meyer and Kirk on either side. Besham and Sweeney behind him. Puck's down. Kirk gets it over to Besham. Besham dumps it to the far corner, where Ramsey's there to get it.
Cedar Rapids penalty on number 91.
He's just going to... Now it's Winder on the corner. Tries to center it to Kirk. Nobody home. Sweeney blindly sends it back to Besham. He can't quite get it. And he goes all the way back to the defensive zone. Gives it back to Sweeney. Sweeney gives off to Meyer. Meyer will take it into the zone. They're saying Winder was offsides. 18 seconds left in the penalty or the period. 1:33 left in the power play. Riders in favor on shots, 15-13. Saints holding a 1-0 lead. Cedar Rapids control, sends it back. Besham gloves it down just inside his own blue line. Send ahead to Sweeney. 10 seconds left in the period. Cross ice pass. Kirk bounces over his stick. Wrapped around the back of the boards. Wrapped around the boards. 3 seconds left, and that'll do it on our first period. So after one, Saints lead 1-0. Shots on goal in favor of the Riders, 15-13. Dubuque will come out with a minute left on the power play. We'll see you in 30 minutes.
Good goaltending we're seeing so far. Dubuque will start the second period on the power play.
Puck's down and we're underway here in the second period. Duke's got it in their own defensive zone. Kirk will take it back behind the net. Still on the power play. Sends it up the far side to Beshin. Cedar Rapids steals at the blue line. Sends it back down. Montgomery with the save. Drops it off for Kirk. We'll try this again. Kirk walks up the middle. Knocked off the puck there. Gives it to Sweeney. Sweeney carries it through center ice across the blue line. Into the zone. Shot. Saved by Leland. Loose puck. Weiner's got it on the far side. Kicks off to Kirk. Kirk's got it in the corner. Walks out. Tries to get to the slot. Loose puck. Cedar Rapids has got a step. Knocked away by Benny Meyer. Benny Meyer takes a big hit. Cross ice fast. Dubuque tags up. Kirk sends it back in. There's no way that was offsides. No way at all. Who's the linesman on that side? Ethan Vox. No surprise there on a terrible call. "27 seconds left on this power play. We'll get Cade Weiner in for the faceoff. Cedar Rapids controls off the draw. Now it's knocked over to Sweeney. Sweeney takes it into the zone. Top of the circle, walks down below the goal line. Bad angle shot. Scoots over to Kirk. Kirk will walk it to the high slot area. Drops off for Besson. Top of the circle. Fires it to the slot where it's deflected. Sweeney picks it up at the blue line. Gives up to Kirk. Kirk tripped in the slot. We'll get the call. Saved by Leland. And the whistle. So 1 second left on the previous power play. Saints will be 5-on-3 for exactly 1 second. Crosby Taylor will go to the box. 2 minutes for being a jerk.
2 minutes for tripping. That will extend your Dubuque Saints power plays, the Everlogic power plays. 5-on-3 for
Mike Sieverding in for the faceoff now. He'll take it. Wins it back to Schilling. Schilling sends it over to Ruiz. Shot. Saved by Leland. Knocked on the top of the net. Knocked off there. Wasn't a high stick because he hit it from underneath. Sammy Ruiz in for the faceoff. He's got Sieverding and Mesrich with him. Schilling and Suk back on defense. Puck's down. Back to Schilling at the blue line. Schilling gives off to Ruiz. Ruiz's pass is tipped. Cedar Rapids controls. Dubuque gets control back. Ruiz has got it now on the far boards. Walks it down to the corner. Back behind the net. He'll wrap it to the near side. Trades places with Schilling. Back to Ruiz at the blue line. Just off his stick. Schilling loses the puck at the blue line. Sebring's got it now. Gives off to Suk. Suk drops back to Sebring, who had no idea it was coming, so Schilling will have to go back and collect it. Schilling now in his own slot. He'll play it ahead to Weiner. Weiner inside the blue line. Cedar Rapids steals. They'll send it down the ice. Montgomery's going to get it there. Sends it to the corner. Peterson knocks it behind the net. And Bryce Besson will bring it up the ice. Cross ice pass to Sweeney. Through this neutral zone with some speed. Takes it wide down to the goal line. Walks it out. Sends it out in front. Loose puck to Kirk. Can't finish. Cedar Rapids player can't get to his feet. Now he's up. Kirk gives off. Set the length. Montgomery's there. Kirk sends it all the way down. We'll get an icing. It's like Hills is struggling to get to his feet off to the ice. So 20 seconds left on that Taylor penalty. Crosby penalty. I can't remember. Bouncing puck. Steered to the side by Montgomery. Kirk will walk it behind the net. He'll bring it up the far side. Touchdown Main Street, drops off for Sweeney. Sweeney knocked out the puck. Cedar Rapids sends it back to center ice. Passion's got it there. Plays it off to Kirk. Bounces over his stick. Meyer forces it to the corner. Walks the goal line. Kicks out to Sweeney. Sweeney cross ice pass, jumps over the stick of Kirk. Kirk, top of the circle, walks down, loses at the goal line. Brady Ray there, high off the glass, into the stands for a whistle. Back to 5-on-5 play. We'll get Ruiz, Pierce, and Ross out with Schilling and Cruiser. Ross in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Ramsey sends it around the boards. Big hit there. Now it's Pierce out of the corner, sends it through the slot, nobody home. Schilling from the blue line, dumped on net, wide of the net. Kicks out to Cruiser. Cruiser thrown into the boards hard. Ruiz sends it on net, saved by Leland, and we'll get a whistle. We got Xander Sheehy in for the face-off. He's got Heacock and Deutsch with him. Puck's down, knocked down in the corner by Schilling. Heacock will chase it behind the net. Now it's Deutsch down in the far corner. Knocks a man out the puck. Battle for there, squirts back behind the Cedar Rapids net. A little energy coming from this line. Schilling pops it down just over the reach of Sheehy. Now back below the goal line. Cedar Rapids will take it behind the net. Stolen there by Deutsch. He'll throw it back behind the goal line again. Sheehy behind the net. Battles for it with two Cedar Rapids players. Into the corner. Comes back out to Deutsch. Dumped down below the goal line. Now it's Cruiser. Takes a big hit. Sheehy in the corner. Get a penalty. Interference. The puck was right there. There's absolutely no way that was interference. But hey, what do I know? I just called the game. Xander Sheehy for interference. Even better. Yeah, I lost for words. Sheehy gets himself on the varsity scorecard. Alan Mesrich in for the faceoff. Right, Sebastian takes a hack at player on the backside. Puck squirts over to the boards. Sebastian's got it there. Mesrich steps in. Bodied back and forth. Cedar Rapids has got it on the boards. Fired shot. Saved by Montgomery. Kicked off to the far side. Bouncing puck there. Held in just barely. Cedar Rapids has got it now. Walks it to the top of the dot. Saved by Montgomery. Tried to clear out by Schilling. Can't quite get it out. Mesrich backhands it up. Can't quite get it to Kirk. Cedar Rapids knocks it into their own zone. Mesrich will push the issue. Brought up from behind the net to no one. Bastion's got it there. He'll dump it back down. Knocked down by Belts. Shot saved by Montgomery. Bastion's going to go over and ask why he took a swipe at his goaltender. We'll get Sieverding, Kretz, Meyer, and Sukachov. Minute left on the Sheehy penalty. Sieverding in for the faceoff. Sweep the leg. Puck's down. McNulty's got it. Top of the circles. Pulls it back to the blue line. Now it's Brady Ray. Shot. Saved by Montgomery. Kick below the net. Wrapped around to the near boards. McNulty holds the net at the blue line. Sends it across DDG. Now it's back to Brady Ray. High on the circle. Back over to McNulty. High slot. Kicks it off to the far side. This is a weird power play configuration. Benny Meyer Tries to knock it loose and does. Clears the zone. Blake Sieverding. That seemed like a slash. And that's what we're going to get. So 4-on-4 for the next 30 seconds while Sheehy serves out his penalty. Brady Ray will spend some time thinking about what he did. Kirk will step in for the faceoff. He's got Sweeney with him. Schilling and Sukachov back on defense. Back to Schilling. Schilling gives off to Suk. Suk walks to the top of the circle, takes it to the far side. Hits the brakes in the corner. Gives it back to Sweeney at the top of the circle. Now it's Kirk. Oh, puck stolen. Browns come back. Now we're 2-on-3. Takes it wide. Feathered to the center. Nobody home. Kirk runs a man off. Stolen in front by Schilling. Feathers it up the middle. He's got Kirk. Kirk and Sweeney 2-on-1. Saved by Leland.
The junior full strength and now back on the Avalanche power play. We had a penalty on Cedar Rapids number 9. Brady Ray.
Send over to Beshin. Now it's Cade Weiner behind the net. Wraps around to the far side. Bryce Beshin is there. Plays it down to Kirk. Kirk's passes blocks from the slot. Shot. Rebound. Save. Save. Pushy, pushy, woo woo. Everybody grab someone. Excuse me. Looks down. Sweeney's got it just inside the blue line. Kicks it off to Weiner. Weiner takes it down to the corner. Drops back for Sweeney. Sweeney looks to get it to Beshin. Can't quite get it. Couple spin moves. Down to the goal line. Takes it behind the net. Walk to the near corner. Backhands up to Beshin now. Cedar Rapids with a little pressure on their penalty kill. Kirk's got it on the far side. Oh, Kirk blows a wheel. Gets it over to Beshin, though. Beshin shot. Deflected in front. Leland makes the save. Weiner gets it back to Kirk. Nope, that's Beshin. That's Kirk's spot. Beshin sends it down to Weiner on the blue line. Backhanded shot saved by Leland. Loose puck. Kicked out to the far side, and they'll send it out. All the way down. No icing because the penalty's still gone. Brady Ray's going to win this race, though. He's got it in the near corner. He'll battle Kirk. Walks it up the near side. Back to the blue line. That came out. That came out. Now Sweeney's got it. You got an injured player behind the play. On a breakaway. Jesus. Call the penalty on a breakaway. Call the penalty on the breakaway. No one cares about the injured player in the corner. Still no one looking at him. Kirk is up to his feet. Good call, Larson. Good job. So it looked like Kirk may have been seriously injured. They called the whistle. It's a hard call to argue with. We're all about player safety here, but Dubuque was on a breakaway. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids has it. They'll carry it across the blue line. Knocked all the way down. Now it goes behind the net. Nico Ruiz is there. Plays it up to Nolan Pierce in the corner. Battle along the goal line. It's Joe Ross. Kicks it ahead. Loose pucks knocked down by Ross. Cedar Rapids just inside the zone. Pierce has got it there. Another player down. Business is picked up here at this game. A little more physical. Ross gives back to Kretz. Kretz ahead to Pierce. Pierce tears it to the far side, runs over one. We're going to call offsides. Absolutely no way that was offsides. Zeroing in for the faceoff, wins it back to Cruiser. Cruiser sends it across to Schilling, just out of his reach. Schilling's got it now. The head to Benny Meyer, dumps it into the zone. In the near corner, Messerich will go back to get it. Picks up the loose puck. Centers distributing. Shot saved by Leland. On the near boards, Messerich has got it now. Battles forward in the corner. Played back behind the net. It's Ramsey there. He'll wrap it around the near boards. Severing's got it. Sends it back behind the net. Now knocked back out. Severing back on defense. He'll cycle back behind his own net. Makes a quick turn and loses the Cedar Rapids defender. Cruiser's got it there. Battle forward in front of the scores table. Cedar Rapids, long pass knocked down by Severing. Cedar Rapids back behind their own net. Kicked out in front. Leland's not a viable passing option there, but you can try. Played out the middle, knocked down by Weiner. Kirk's got it, shot. Shot wide, wrapped all the way around. Cruiser's got it just inside the blue line. Pops out, knocks it back in. That's a delayed offsides. Cedar Rapids back through center ice. Cruiser forces him to the outside. Weiner's got it now. Taken back by Cedar Rapids. Back by Weiner. Kirk sends it up to Sweeney. Sweeney gets around his man in the center. He's got Weiner in the middle. Shot, goal. Goal. So the Saints jump out to a 2-0 lead. 6:21 left in the second period. Nice goal by Sweeney, walking it down the right side.
6:21 remaining in the second period. The goal was scored by number 7, Cody Sweeney.
Cedar Rapids wins the faceoff, dumps it in. Montgomery with a nice save. Basham plays it over to Suk. Suk plays it up the middle, just out of the reach of Sweeney. Now we're 2-on-1. Kirk with Sweeney. Sweeney over to Kirk. Kirk back. Behind the net. It's a loose puck. Nobody's got it. Cedar Rapids tries to break it out, and they do. Peshin now carries the puck through center ice, takes it into the attacking zone, avoids a big hit. Kirk's got it at the faceoff. That shot just wide of the net, wraps around to the near side. Ross has got it there, tries to play it down to the corner. It's Sweeney out of the front, loose puck in the slot, jumped on by Leland for a whistle. Clock didn't run for any of that. Sammy Ruiz in for the faceoff. Wins the faceoff, kicks back to his brother at the point. Shot blocked. Cedar Rapids will try and play it around the back of the net. Nolan Pierce, all the time in the world, takes a shot, knocked off the puck there. Now Pierce had it in the corner temporarily. Big hits. Cedar Rapids cycles back behind the net, off to the far corner. Pierce is a big hit in the corner, held in by Ruiz. Pitchfork back in by Ross. Cedar Rapids out to center ice. Ruiz will send it back in. Around the back of the net, Cedar Rapids will pick it up at the goal line. Plays it out to the near side. Sold there, loose in the slot. Backman their own net, they'll go. Eddie Meyer with the steal. Oh, just about held in by Mesrich. Kretz will try and dump it back in. All the way down. Stolen by Meyer. Loose puck in the slot. Oh, Mesrich feathered across, nobody home. Cedar Rapids now at the red line. Aerial pass dumped into the corner. Ruiz will go back again on the far side. He's got a long breakout pass to Schilling. Hits him on the wrong side. Schilling now for the faceoff dot. Shot saved by Leland. Kick shot to the side, and he'll cover for a whistle. And I didn't run the clock again. We'll get Blake Siebert in for the faceoff with Messerich and Penny Meyer. Puck squirts back to the blue line. Schilling tries to fire in. It's blocked in the slot. Loose puck squirts out to neutral ice. Penny Meyer back to get it. Back to neutral ice. That's delayed offsides. Schilling now ahead, just out of the reach of Mesrich. So much going on. Sieberting's got it on the far side. Carries it down the boards. Walks to the center ice. Loose puck in the slot. Cedar Rapids comes over with it. They'll bring it up. Right down Main Street. Cody Cruiser with them lined up. Into the corner. Wrapped around to Mesrich. Mesrich can't get a clean shot on it. Now it's Sieverding in front of the Cedar Rapids bench. Trying to dump it back in. Mesrich picks it up at the red line. Takes it into the blue zone, or the attacking zone. Saved by Leland. Holds on for a whistle. You're never going to believe this. I didn't start the clock again. Look at the JV line of Peacock, Sheehy, and Deutsch. Cedar Rapids with a late change. Dubuque coaches aren't happy about it. Because now we got the JV line out there against the Cedar Rapids #1 line. Puck battle for. Sheehy's got it down on the goal line. Plays it down to the backboards. They'll get around. There we go. Loose puck. Weiner's got it in the zone. Loose puck. Leland tries to poke check. Puck loose on the near boards. Tried to play it up. Weiner's got it there. Centering pass to Kirk. Glove down. Sweeney's got it. Sent back to Besham at the blue line. Besham walks to the top of the circle. Fire. Deflected in front by Weiner. Weiner kicks it up front. Batted in the air by Leland. Loose puck. Held in by Sweeney. He'll ring it around the boards. Kirk picks it up at the far side. Fires it towards the net. Loose puck. Weiner's got it. Now controlled by Sweeney. He'll work it down the far side. Sent into the corner. Cedar Rapids plays it up the middle. Crossed into the neutral zone. Big hit by Kirk. Knee. Knee is what we're calling here. On who? Joe Ross is getting a knee call. The good news is I ran the clock that entire time. 2 minutes left in the period. 2-minute penalty on number 6, Joe Ross. 2 minutes for knee.
Joe Ross, 2 minutes for knee.
So confusion over as to who gets the last change here. Typically it's the home team, but it's apparently whoever the ref feels appropriate. Mesrich has got it in the near boards. Battling against a couple Cedar Rapids players. Now it's Ramsey on the far side. Nice move. Meyer steals it. Knocks it into the zone. Mesrich tags up. He'll apply the pressure again. Sent up the middle. Stolen by Meyer. Kicks it over to Mesrich. Mesrich from the top of the circle. Shot. Knocked down by Leland. Got a late hit penalty coming here. Schilling's got it on the far blue line. Kicked over to Kretz. Kretz sends it over to Sweeney. So we'll be 4-on-4 for the remainder of the period.
On number 91, Keegan Terrell. That's a 2 and a 10 for boarding.
General.
2-minute will be served by number 96, Kevin Patton. Again, 91, 2 and a 10 for boarding.
Kirk steps in for the faceoff. Pucks down. Sweeney's got it. Takes it into the slot. Backhander saved by Leland. Sweeney's got it. Gives it back to Besh. Besh cross ice to Sweeney or Kirkin. Sugachov. Down to the corner. Gives it back to Kirk. Kirk walks it down below the goal line. Takes it behind the net. He'll get it back to Beshin. Beshin can't quite hold on to it there. And he'll lose the race terribly. And Kral gets a goal. Nice job, Beshin. So a turnover on the Dubuque blue line leads to Rough Riders' first goal tonight. Ross doesn't get to come out because it's 4-on-4. It's a good idea. Nice try. And Beshin gets another. This can't be right.
Couple of announcements to clean up. That was a 4-on-4 goal scored by number 44, Dale Call. 1 minute remaining in the second period.
Beshin picks up a 2-minute penalty.
On number 23, Bryce Beshin, 2 minutes for slashing.
He doesn't. No.
And there's 1 minute remaining in the second period.
So they've got it right now. Yeah. Cedar Rapids coach is pointing out what's clearly obvious. That goal was scored 4-on-4. That's not a shorthanded goal, that's not a power play goal. We don't get our guy back. Joseph Ross should still be in the box for 97 or 57 seconds. Unless they're calling the delayed penalty on Beshin, but then I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just a simple webcaster, folks. Puck's down. Schilling has it. Gives off to Cruiser. Cruiser carries it inside the blue line. Takes it wide, down the goal line. Tries to send it out in front. Loose puck. Gloved down by Cedar Rapids, and they'll carry it down. 2-on-1. Loose puck by Crosby. Loose puck in front. Covered by Montgomery.
Churning and burning, they yearn for the cup. They deftly maneuver and muscle for rank. Through burning fast on an empty tank. Reckless and wild, they pour through their terms. Their prowess is potent and secretly stern. As they speed through the village, the flags go down. The fans get up and they get out of town. The arena is empty, except for one man still driving and striving as fast as he can. The sun has gone down and the moon has popped up. And long ago somebody left with the cup, but he's driving and striving.
Kirkenbush in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids has it. McNulty now at the blue line. Dumps it down the near side. Shot saved by Montgomery. Back below the goal line. Cedar Rapids controls in the corner temporarily. Now the puck's knocked loose. Ruiz gets it up to Sweeney. Sweeney backhands it off to Sukachov. Sukachov jumps it into the zone. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Or the power period. 6 seconds left now. Kirk sends it towards the net. Leland kicks it save. Knocked in the corner. And that'll do it for the second period. Saints clinging to a 2-1 lead. Shots on goal in favor of the Saints, 25-23. We'll be back with a third and final period.
Two periods of play. The Duke Saints 2, the Rough Riders 1.
We're underway here in the third. Dubuque controls at center ice. Suk gives off to Kretz. Kretz will carry it up the far side. Drops off for Kirk. Kirk tries to center. It's stolen there by Cedar Rapids. Lost in their skate zone. Sweeney's got it now below the goal line. Cedar Rapids collect it below the goal line. They'll kick it out of the zone, out to center ice. Kirk picks it up there. Fires it back. That's Kretz. Kretz sends it to the Dubuque bench. Sukatop plays it into the zone, wraps it around the back of the net. Cedar Rapids now behind their own net. They'll play it up the near side. Brett Peterson kicks it out to the middle. Cedar Rapids on the power play here. Drops off of the blue line, maybe unintentionally. A little wet ice from the Zam. Back behind the net. Cedar Rapids controls. Walks to the near side. Cross ice pass to the point. Top of the circle shot. Blocked by Montgomery and held on for the whistle. Burn a little time that I forgot to start there. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids controls, kicks it to the net. Montgomery with the save. And we'll do it again. Sievert again for the faceoff now. Puck's down. Mesrich has got it. Gets it out of the zone. Now it's Meyer. This pass is blocked. Loose puck at center ice. Fired down. Loose puck in front of the Cedar Rapids bench. Sieverting's got it. Pops up in the air. Loose puck off to Sieverding. Tries to backhand it. Kicked out to the near corner. Schilling comes in. Centers it to Mesrich, who just can't quite catch it. Sieverding sends it back behind the net. Worked off to the corner. Sieverding's got it there. Cruiser knocks it down to the corner. Mesrich will battle for it behind the net. Centering pass by Cedar Rapids. They'll get it out of the defensive zone. Out to center ice. Dumps it into the zone. Montgomery stops it behind the net. Cruiser's got it there. Walks it up the far side. Run off the boards hard. Now it's work loose. Cedar Rapids out of their corner. Schilling battles for it there. Cruiser plays it up to Mesrich. Mesrich gets a piece of it. Knocks it to center ice. Back into the zone. Schilling will pick it up. Aerial pass out to center ice. Sweeney's got it there. Walks it across the blue line. Shot from the top of the circle. Slot wide. Kicks off to the side. Weiner picks it up. Battles on the near boards. Cedar Rapids now heels. Fires it across. Takes it into the zone. Shot. Saved by Montgomery. He'll hold on for a whistle. Shots even at 25 apiece. As the State's clinging to the 2-1 lead. Weiner in for the faceoff. Loose puck. Cedar Rapids controls. Now it's Kirk. Walks it out to center ice. He'll take it into the zone. 1-on-3. Peels back. Cross ice pass to Weiner. Kicked up. Leland knocks it back behind the goal line. Battle back behind the net. Weiner walks the goal line. Shot. Saved by Leland. Wrapped around the far side. Kicked out. Cedar Rapids has it in their own slot. Backhanded off the boards. Suk steps in. Knocks it loose. Ramsey now. Fires it up the far side. Just out of the reach of call. It's touched. Beshin will go all the way back to get it. Plays it off the back of the boards to Suk. Suk wraps it back around to Beshin. Back over to Suk on the near boards. He'll send it up the middle. Pierce knocks it down there. Walks it to the middle. He's knocked down hard. Brady Ray, long pass. Got a man off sides now. Ross has got it there. Plays it ahead. Pierce gets just a piece of it to avoid the icing. Ross has got it in the corner. Tries to center. Can't quite get it there. All the way back to Ruiz at the blue line. He'll dump it down to the corner. Kicked out to the slot. Sent up the middle. That's Cedar Rapids has it now. Takes it to the far side. Dumps it down behind the net. Montgomery can't quite get a piece of it. Now it's sent up the middle. Cedar Rapids has it there and will work it into the zone. Kick back. Patton will pick it up in his own defensive zone. Cross ice pass to Almquist. Pierce feeds Seberding. Can't quite connect. Cedar Rapids will turn and go the other way. It's Hills into the zone. Nice back check by Seberding. Myers got it now in front of the benches. Takes it into the zone. Knocked wide. Fired on net. Leland has hit the goal! Benny Meyer with a bad angle shot. You never shoot it from there. Unless, it goes in. Fox running. Fox running. Fox running. My clock's not running, but the arena clock is. Still running. Not sure if they mean to do this or not, but we've literally burned 30 seconds off. We'll get it down to 12:22 is what we're setting the clock at. Saints now lead 3-1. Cedar Rapids controls the faceoff, dumps it into the zone. Schilling plays it over to Cruiser. Cruiser sends it up to Seberding. Seberding carries it to the wide side of the net. Dumps it down below the goal line. Kicked out in front. Leland knocks it to the wide.
Meyer captain, number 28, Benny Meyer.
Send in, glove down by Cedar Rapids. Seberding's got it at center ice and dumps it down low. Wraps around the back of the net.
And number 12, Blake
Ramsey's got it there. He sends it up to the middle. Crawl's got it one-on-one with Cruiser. Cruiser makes him spin away. Now it's Kirk, knocks it loose, and Seberding comes hard charging to get the puck. Cedar Rapids with control. They'll play it up to the far side. Stolen by Sweeney. Give him back to Suk. Over to Kirk, or over to Cruiser. Played ahead. Big hit there on Sweeney. Now it's back into the far corner. Played down. Wrapped around on the near side. Suk's got it there. Out to Kirk at the top of the circle. Sends it towards the front of the net. Saved by Leland. Weiner's got it. Kicks it back to Suk. Stolen by Cedar Rapids. And Crosby will take it up the middle. Off to the far side. Down below the goal line. Takes it around the back of the net. Suk gets a piece of it there. Big hit in the corner. Walked out in front. Loose puck. Shot. Saved by Montgomery. Wrapped around by Bestian. It'll come all the way out of the zone. We got an arm up for a penalty. Taylor, rough. So Dubuque about back on the power play.
Now stand in the corner and think about what you did.
Cedar Rapids penalty coming with 10:36 remaining in the third period on number 87. Crosby Taylor, 2 minutes for roughing, putting your Dubuque Saints back on the Evologic power play.
Puck will come out of the zone as it was an icing, even though the penalty. We'll get Weiner in for the faceoff. Back to Sweeney, who dumps it in, wraps around to the far corner. Played down to the corner. Meyer battles for it there. Now it's Weiner. Circles in the corner. Comes off to Meyer. Back to Weiner. Weiner knocks it out of midair. Nice save by Leland. Pushy, pushy, boo boo, and choose. Wider in for the faceoff again. Puck's down, kick back to Beshin at the blue line. Beshin gives off to Sweeney. Cross-ice pass to Kirk, who gets a shot on net. Leland saves and kicks to the corner. It squirts out to the slot. Back to Beshin. Beshin knocks it back to the corner. Montgomery go over and play it. Long pass up to Sweeney. Sweeney at the red line. Takes it into the attacking zone. Works it wide. Gives back to Beshin. Beshin's got it at the blue line. Off to Sweeney. Sweeney walks it down to the corner. Takes it around the back of the net. Curls all the way around back to the own blue line. Drops it off for Beshin there. Beshin gives it out to Sweeney. Shot. Saved by Leland. Kick to the corner. Weiner steps in. Picks up the puck. Walks back on the goal line. Cross-ice pass. Kirk can't finish. Now it's back to the far side. Meyer gives off to Sweeney. Back to Beshin. High slot. Shot. Tipped in front by Weiner. Meyer's got it. Gives it off to the corner. Weiner's got it there. Beshin at the blue line. Off to Sweeney. Top of the circle. Shot. Goal. Power play goal by the goal on the leading score. And that's a hat trick for them, too. There's one. Cody Sweeney with the hat trick. 9:11 left in the third period. Saints up 4-1.
Scoring on the Avalanche power play. His third of the game, a hat trick for number 7.
Timeout, Cedar Rapids.
Cody
No one heard any of that. Power play goal with 3 seconds left on the 3-on-5, so a minute 30 left on the power play to Schilling. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids controls. Back onto the far corner. They'll take it behind the net. Wrapped around to the corner. Now sent back behind the net. Dubuque using two players to forecheck. Sent out to the blue line. It's picked up there and dumped into the zone. No, dumped into Blondin. Offsides. So a minute left on the Schilling penalty. Saints leading 4-2 with 5:42 left in the third period. Puck's down. Good controls back to Kretz. Kretz has got the goal line, gives out to Cruiser. Cruiser long cross ice pass just out of the reach of Meyer. Go all the way down to Leland. I'll stop it behind the net. Ramsey will pick it up there. Works it out from behind the net. Up the far side. Cedar Rapids comes with a little speed, takes it into the zone. Bad angle shot, deflected up into the netting for a whistle. Face off down. Cedar Rapids controls. Shot from the point. Saved. Loose puck. Montgomery can't hang on to it. Now it's back to the Cedar Rapids blue line. Shot in. Deflected in front. Montgomery still on the stick, but he'll hold on to it with his glove. Cedar Rapids will send down a fresh set of legs. Dubuque will count with Meserich and Kirkenbush. Played up into Meserich's face. Knocks it down there. Drop back to Ramsey at the blue line. Goes D to D. Top of the circle. Back to Ramsey. Sent off to the other side. Played down below the goal line. That's Brady Ray. Sent back to Ramsey at the blue line. Ramsey plays it to Peterson in front in the near corner. Sends it back to, that's not Ray, that's Crosby. Like the way Ryensby will go back. Sweeney will pressure. Sent back behind the net now. Oh, start the clock. Saved by Leland, knocked to the corner. Weiner's got it there, rubbed up the puck. Ramsey now walks out of the corner with it. Tried for the long home run pass. Kretz steals it. Big hit by Kretz. Played back behind the net. Hills will pick it up in the near corner. Long pass up, unconnected. Kretz all the way back to get it. Hits the brakes. Sends it back up to Sweeney. Sweeney tags it there. Rubbed off the puck. Weiner gets it up to Sweeney. Sweeney can't quite hold on to it. Now it's Weiner at the red line. Ridden into the barns hard. Cedar Rapids breaks it back through center ice. Dumps it into the corner. Wrapped around the back of the net. Up the near side, Captain Benny Meyer sends it out to the middle, just over the head of Cal Meserich. Cedar Rapids plays it out. Cedar knocks it down. Meserich controls temporarily. Now it's Crosby. Knocks it into the zone. All the way back below the goal line. Cedar Rapids first one there to collect it. Cycled back behind the net. Off to the corner. Now it's sent back to the blue line. Shot on net, blocked in front. Brady Ray with it on the far side. Chip back, and it's Mesrich. Tries to send it ahead to Meyer. He's offsides. Back out to center ice. Dubuque dumps it back in. Brady Ray walks down the middle. Ducks around one, takes it to the corner. Kicked off, that's Braden Schilling. Plays at the length of the ice. We're going to get an icing call here. So 2:26, 2:25 left in the third period. Cedar Rapids has already used its timeout. But we've got an empty net. So 6-on-5 in favor of the Riders. Joe Ross will step in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Besson plays it up to near boards. Knocked on the far side. Cedar Rapids control. Centering pass. Shot. Saved by Montgomery. Loose puck. Another save by Montgomery. Sent out in front off the side of the net. Bouncing puck. Back behind the net. Now it's wrapped around to the far side. Cedar Rapids has it at the point. Walks it down to the top of the circle. Shot. Saved by Montgomery, and we'll get a whistle. 2:01 left in the third period. Excuse me. Puck's down. Cedar Rapids controls. Takes it down to the corner. Flips it back behind the net. Crosby's got it there. Now it's Severing battles for it. Still a loose puck. Ping pongs around. Bession's got it. He'll try and backhand it up. Mesrich gets a piece of it. Stolen back by Cedar Rapids. Back out to the blue line. Shot towards the net. Shot wide. Cedar Rapids now. Works it down to the corner. Eye off the glass. Gloves it down. Off to Brady Ray. Shot towards the net. Rebound. Wide. Kick back out in front. Loose puck. Bession and Mesrich reach for it there. Back to the blue line. Ramsey will send it back down to the corner. Now it's Bession in the corner. Sends it the length. He's got a chance. Goal. So with 1:11 left in the third period.
It's only worth one, but it's from a long way away. The empty net goal scored by number 23, Bryce Bession.
Bession with the goal from the goal line on the empty net. 5-2 now. Saints lead. Just 1 minute left to go in this third period.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
Cedar Rapids from the goal line. Wraps it around back to the near corner. Shot on net. Blocked in front. Now it's back behind the net. They'll play it to the far side. Sweeney gives it back to Cruiser. Cruiser tries to throw it out in front. It's blocked in there. Cedar Rapids now on the far boards. Tries to play it off. Cruiser's got it. Knocks it down. Gets it to Weiner. Played into the corner. Wrapped around the back of the net. Schilling will pick it up there. Sends it back to Cruiser. 26 seconds left in the game. Knocked back in by Peterson Fret. Now it's Sweeney up the near side. Shot on net. Loose puck. Kirk throws it towards the net. It's knocked loose. Sweeney knocks it back into Weiner. 3, 2, 1. And that'll do it. So, quickly contested game. And this is the Saints victory, 5-2. Shots on goal ended in favor of the Riders. 3-4, or 34-33. That'll do it for our season here. We appreciate all of our viewership, everyone that attended in person. and all fans supporting everywhere. We conclude our season next Friday in Cedar Rapids, and we hope to see you there. And with the victory, the Saints lock up a bid to the state tournament. We'll see you later.